Hey, how you doing today? I am Prophetess Tequila Coleman, best-selling author, God-ordained marriage coach, and founder of God-ordainedmarriage.com. Today, I'm going to be teaching on the testing season. If you feel like you are going through a test from the Lord or some trials are coming your way, just let me know in the chat. But we're going to be talking about the testing season, God's maturity process for God-ordained spouses. Okay. So come on in, come on in. Hey there, Tyra. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Good morning to everyone. It's morning over here for me. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is for you. Listen, if this is your first time catching me live, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and also let us know that this is your first time. So put hashtag first timer in the chat so that we can give you a proper welcome. Um, welcome you to the community. Hey there, Miss Jackson. Good morning to you as well. For my returning, family, good morning. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed, hit the notification bell button so that you can be notified when I go live again. Now, before we get started, of course, go get your Bible, pen, and paper. Okay, every time I go live, you should already know. Let me go get my Bible. Let me get the pen and paper. Okay. But before we get started, I do want to remind everyone because today is July the 5th, you have 2 more days to take advantage of the 50% off our Healing from Betrayal 6-month coaching program. Okay. So let me get the banner for you. So if you are, dealing with any rejection or betrayal from your, just from standing for a God ordained love story, and God been telling you to heal, but you don't know how, maybe you taking yourself through that process, but um, it just seems like nothing is working for you. Listen, um, like how I said, today is July the 5th. You have 2 more days to take advantage of the 50% off this course. All you got to do is head over to godordainedmarriages.com/ healing from betrayal. Enter the coupon code healing and the number 50. Okay. And you will get 50% off the program. So it's going to teach you how to heal from betrayal. We're dealing with in the course we're gonna deal with betrayal, rejection, depression. Okay, so if you're suffering from any of these things, we're going to help you to heal and overcome. Okay, receive deliverance from these things. You're also going to learn how to overcome addiction. So if you're dealing with pornography addiction, masturbation, or eating this addiction or whatever. We're gonna tackle that. Okay. Also, if you've been falsely accused, if you've been lied on, name came up under slander, and you want God to vindicate you, you want justice, then I'm gonna give you my blueprint on how to partner with God to receive the justice, receive your vindication, because you don't have to wait until your person go through judgment, okay, in order for God to, vindicate you and bring about justice. You can start receiving that now, okay. But I'm going to share that with you in the course as well. And then also, we're going to focus on you. We're going to focus on you getting better, okay? You stripping off that betrayal identity, the rejection identity, and you coming into your true identity in Christ, all right? So make sure you head over to godordainedmarriages.com/ healing from betrayal. The link is in the description area um, for those of you who are looking to sign up. And don't forget to use the coupon code HEALING50 to get 50% off the program, okay? Now, well, let me keep that going. Let me bring this back 1 second. Okay. All right. Hey there, everyone. She says still standing. That's right. We still standing. Let's see. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So I was just looking in the chat. Um, Tyra said definitely testing trials and tribulation. Yes. So let me tell y'all exactly how this came about, okay? Because I think it was about 2 months ago, I had already put together a teaching on like God's test. That was going to be the title, but I never got around to. I didn't really feel release. I didn't feel like God was telling me to go ahead and teach it, so I just kept it in the folder, right? So yesterday I said, let me revisit this teaching. I said, let me see what's here. And this is how the Lord led me into the teaching for today. It just blew my mind. Okay. This blew my mind. If you are wondering, we need to talk more about. Okay, I really believe one of the reasons why many God ordained spouses are getting discouraged in this process is because you think when we talk about changing, like the change, how the change is going to happen in the prodigal, you think that is left up to that person to change. You think that is left up to their will, if they want to change or not, and that's not the case. We need to have more teachings on how does change happen, like how does God take a person through changing for the better. You see what I'm saying? And so today we're going to hit on some of this. This is also this change that we're going to talk about today is also for you as well. Okay. So I'm gonna give you this the way how the Lord gave this to me. Okay. Now let me tell you something. You're gonna get a lot of definitions today because the Lord speak. Don't limit God. He spoke this word to me through definitions. Okay, so you're gonna get a lot of definition, and I'm gonna try my best to break this down so that you understand. You get the same understanding I got yesterday. Okay, so we're gonna start with tests. Okay, let's start with the word test, and I looked up the definition. It has several meanings. It means an event or situation that reveals the strength or quality of someone or something by putting them under strain. Now, if you listening to me by the spirit, you should already be hollering. You should already know, and understand why you are going through a test right now. Test means an event or a situation that reveals the strength. So this test you're going through is revealing your strength to you and to God and the enemy. Test means an event or a situation that reveals the strength or quality of someone or something by putting them under strain. So when these tests start coming your way, this is one of the reasons why the tests are coming your way. It is to test your strength because sometimes we don't even know how powerful we are. We don't even know how strong we are until certain challenges come our way. And God wants you to know. Okay, that's why he's allowing for you to go through it. He wants you to see your own strength. He wants you to see, okay, how this may have started off as a weakness, but now it has developed into a strength. So he will allow you to go through certain situations, certain challenges and difficulties to give you that revelation. Okay, you may not like the test, but God is like, look at what I'm trying to show you. Look at what I'm revealing to you. Okay. Test also means take measures to check the quality, performance, or reliability of something, especially before putting it into widespread use or practice. Let me read this again, but I'm gonna read it again, then I'm gonna put it in a language you understand. Test, another definition for test means take measures to check the quality, to check the performance, or the reliability of something, especially before putting it into widespread use or practice. So, before God promote you, he got to test you. He got to test to see are you ready for the promotion, because if you're not ready for it, he can't promote you there. He can't put you there. Right? This test can look like many different things. He would test to see, okay, are you ready for a husband? Are you ready for a wife? Let me test you. Let me see what you know. Let me see if you've been reading your Bible. Let me see if you've been listening to the teachings I've been sending across your path. Let's see. Are you ready? Are you ready for the promotion? Okay. I hope you hear me. So, another reason a test would come into our life to test your performance, to your reliability to see are you ready for what you keep praying and asking God for. hmm Because if you're not ready, see, what God's not going to do is just promote you. You would not make a fool out of God. God is like, nope. He said, nope. Let me see if you learn from last season. Let me see if you actually, because sometimes we can sit here and consume all of this information. We can be listening, we can be taking all this information in, right? And which is good. But God will come back around and say, okay, I see you're consuming all of this information, but do you understand it? Do you know how to apply it? Right? So the test will come to check your understanding. Do you know? And I talk to my clients about this in our session. I be like, and I tell them, I say, one of the things God is waiting on for you, I said, He want you to be able to identify spiritual warfare when it happen, when it break out. So I'm gonna give you an example. Let's talk about monitoring spirits. I say God is looking, to see if a bug, like let's say a bug is in your house or whatever. He's looking to see, can you look at that bug and identify this is a monitoring spirit versus a regular bug? And once you identify this a monitoring spirit, do you know how to move in prayer? Do you even know what to do? If you don't know what to do, you got to take this test all over again. See, for some of us, we got a lot of knowledge, but we missing the wisdom. That's the application. God, He wants you to have both. He wants you to have the knowledge, understand this knowledge, and then apply it to your life. Okay? So tests will come your way to check the performance, okay? To see, what have you learned from last season? Do you even understand it? I remember the Lord told me, this was a couple of months ago, He was like, you missed a few things in the last season, Tequila. And I had to take that over. I had to take those tests over. I was like, what did I miss? you know? So keep that in mind, okay? Another meaning for test means another definition for test means to judge or measure someone's proficiency or knowledge by means of an examination. So again, this is what I just talked about. God will send a test to test your knowledge. To test, do you even know how to move when you see this? Do you know how to respond to this attack? When they call you a witch, are you gonna just, you gonna just go off, or are you gonna, apply what you have learned from last season, right? He's coming to see. He's coming. God is testing you to see. Okay, did you comprehend last season instructions? Okay, test also means reveal the strength or capabilities of someone or something by putting them under strain. And that was kind of like the first definition. So this is where you are being stretched. This is when challenges are coming your way, difficulties, hardship, all these things are coming your way. It's coming your way. It is revealing your strength, and it's revealing what like what's in you. Okay, it's not coming to break you, but it's coming to reveal. Okay, certain things that's in you. All right. Test also means what does it say? Touch or taste something to check that it is acceptable before proceeding further. Again, I hope you hear that. It's a touch or taste something to check that it is acceptable. The key word here is acceptable. To see that it is acceptable before proceeding further. God will test you. Now, see, some of these tests gonna come in the form of a counterfeit. God is testing to see, okay, you keep asking me when, God, when. You keep praying about this, telling me how you want it, and here come your type coming across your path saying everything you want to hear, right? And so God, you don't even know it. This is a test. God is like, okay, let me see. Let me see how you're gonna respond. Right? This is a test. And he's testing to see, okay, it's a to check that it is acceptable before proceeding further. God is basically testing to see your response, okay? And based upon your response, it's going to signal to heaven whether you continue to go from level A to level B, or I should say level 1 to level 2, or you stay right there at level 1. Okay? Yeah. So, um, okay, so I'm gonna read from my notes, so I might just repeat myself all over again. But I put number one, so God will test your performance before your promotion. Okay, understand that promotion can be the promotion, to it could be a promotion from being single to married. Okay, from woman to wife. Okay, it could be promotion. Maybe God want to promote you in your career, or in your calling, right? Whatever the case may be, God is going to test your performance. He's looking at your performance. Okay, so the performance, I'm gonna just give y'all some examples. The performance, it could be prayer. It could be, your performance in prayer, your performance with spiritual warfare, your performance, the heart. You know, performance when your name come under attack. Um, it could be the performance on how you respond to your enemies, right? So you have to always stay ready because you never know how God is going to show up to test you. Okay, you never know. So number one, God will test your performance before your promotion. Number two, when the test comes, it is revealing what you learned and missed, or didn't understand in the last season. Okay, it's a to assess your level of skill, knowledge, or competence in a particular area or task. Okay, so this test, it is assessing your level of skill, knowledge, and competence in a particular area or task. Um, it's also this test is coming to see how well you can discern a situation and attack and move or respond accordingly. Okay, many of you have heavy callings on your life. Okay. And if you know God, you got a heavy calling on your life. If you know that, you should be mastering spiritual warfare. It's just certain things you need to just master. Okay. Because the Bible say how God is going to send you out. Hold up. It talks about how God is going to send you out and how we need to be wise. What did it say? Wise as serpent. Hold up. Let me pull it up. Yeah, Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. It say, listen carefully. I am sending you out like sheep among wolves. So be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. So this is what God is saying. He's like, when these tests come your way, I'm testing to see, okay, do you even know, like, do you understand this stuff out here? I can't just send you out here and you unprepared. I can't release you into that next level if you're not prepared. So God got to test you. He got to make sure you're ready. Okay. This live will be up. He got to test you. Okay. And he's testing to see how well you can quickly discern a situation. It shouldn't take you 50 hours. It shouldn't take you a whole 2 weeks to discern, okay, what God is showing you right now. Okay. He needs you to, increase that discernment. Okay. Um, another thing, this say assessment of skill and knowledge. Okay, same thing. All right. So this is why the test is coming. It's coming to test basically what you know. Okay. We're not just standing for a God-ordained marriage. You standing, but you also understanding, okay? You understanding spiritual warfare. You understanding prayer. You understanding fasting. You understanding what it means to move in silence. You understanding how to deal with the enemy. You understanding how to be a husband, how to be a wife, what is required of you. You understanding these things because God sending you the information. After he see you got the information, he's going to send the tests, okay, to see, are you going to pass this test or are you going to fail it? Okay. Number three, it said you are tested to reveal your strength, power, and authority given by God. Okay, this is your identity. This is your identity. Okay, so don't be shocked when the enemy come to test your power. That's God revealing to you, showing you the power you possess. Okay, but God, when he allowed tests to come your way, and it's giving you revelation of your strength, right? You can if if you look at your life, look at somebody else's life, you say things like, that person probably could never have made it through what I've been through. That just reveal your strength. It just reveal your strength. Okay. Um, but yeah, when these tests come and it reveals your strength, your power, and your authority, you that also helps the way how you see yourself. Okay. When you can see your strength, when you can see how you have grown over the years or months, you know, when you see, I'm no longer afraid of this. Okay, I've grown here. I know how to respond to this with wisdom, right? Maybe last season I used to, you used to lash out, but now you got that under control. You practice self-control and discipline. You're responding with emotional intelligence. It's revealing the change in you. Okay. So going back to number 3, it say you are tested to reveal your strength, power, and authority given by God. So this is speaking to your identity in Christ. With this revelation, you walk in your authority and in power. That's what God is waiting on. He is waiting on many of you to shift your identity. That's number one. Shift, sh- Take off the identity that the enemy put on you and step into your true identity in Christ. This identity, know it has power. This identity, know, God has given me authority, right? This identity, stepping instead of taking fear, it's walking in faith, boldness with a courageous spirit, right? This is what God is waiting on. Okay. Attacks, when they come upon your life, they're not meant to destroy you. They are meant to stretch you. They are meant to help you to overcome, fears you may have. Okay. And they're also meant to reveal your strength, your power. Okay. Number 4, testing to see if it's at the acceptable level of approval before proceeding forward. Okay. So you can't get upset with God if you feel like you're stagnant, God has you at the same level. You got to ask yourself, okay, why am I still at the same level? What am I missing? What do I need to learn? What tests have God, been allowing to come my way that I keep failing? This is how you overcome that next level, that current level, and get to that next level. Okay. You got to think about it. God can't, if he got a if God been promising you promotion, that promotion require a certain mindset. It requires a certain skill set. It requires a different version of you. You can't stay the same and expect God to promote you to this level, this new level. No, something in you got to change. Something. It's just like, I'm gonna use Esther. Her next level was calling. Okay, let me open up to the book of Esther. Let's break this down. Esther. Okay, let's see. Esther was very comfortable, okay, as queen in the palace. Now, we know the story. Haman, he didn't like Mordecai. He didn't. He had an evil heart. So because he didn't like Mordecai, he was like, you know what? He was like, I don't want to just deal with you. I want to deal with all of the Jews, okay? He wanted to take them all out, right? So he put in this death decree over the Jews, okay, to take them out, right? So Mordecai, because he was in distress after he heard what Haman, had done and everything. So Mordecai, well, Esther actually sent word to Mordecai to see what was wrong with him. Okay. And so Mordecai sent back the instruction. Let me see. I mean, he sent back the reply. Let me see, where is it at? It's in Esther chapter 4. Okay, verse 7. It says Mordecai told him everything that had happened to him, including the exact amount of money Haman had promised to pay into the royal treasure for the destruction of the Jews. He also gave him a copy of the text of the edict for their annihilation, which had been published in Susa, to show to Esther and to explain it to her. And he told him to instruct her to go to the king's presence to beg for mercy and plead with him for her people. Now, so this is Mordecai sending the word back to Esther. So when it came back to Esther, Esther replied back to Mordecai. She said, all the king's official and the people of the royal providence know that for any man or woman who approaches the king in the inner court without being summoned, the king has but one law, that they be put to death unless the king extends the gold scepter to them and spares their lives. But 30 days have passed since I was called to go to the king. Verse 12. When excuse me, when Esther's words were reported to Mordecai, he sent back this answer. Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. See, Esther next level was calling her. God was calling her. Come on, Esther. You ready for this next battle. Come on. Come on. You can't stay here, Esther. I know you comfortable being in this palace, right? I know you comfortable, just sitting back, looking good, being taken care of, all that stuff. But God was like, I didn't just put you here for that. It's time for you to rise up. It's time for you to be promoted, Esther. And look at how her promotion came through. It came through a battle she had to face. Okay. We got to come out of this mindset of thinking, oh, it should just be given to me. It's just gonna come. No. Promotion is usually going to come through battles. Think about David and Goliath. David, because David defeated Goliath, his name spread. That was his promotion. He had to take down Goliath. Okay. Let's get back over here to Esther. So it say, for if you remain silent, this is Mordecai, for if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. Verse 15. Then Esther sent this reply to Mordecai. Go, gather together all the Jews who are in Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish. Now it was time for Esther to show God. This is what I learned from the last season. I learned how to pray and fast. I understand prayer and fasting. She didn't do any type of fast. She did a dry fast for 3 days. Okay. So she understood the power of a dry fast. She also understood that was a corporate. She called everyone on a fast. She understood the power of agreement. She's putting what she learned in last season to practice. This is what God is looking for. When these tests comes your way, he's like, show me what you learned. Show me. Show me. He like, why you keep crying out to me about this challenge coming your way? He like, show me what you learned. Show me your power. Show me. Show me. You. God is like, you tell me how you gonna get out that situation. He waiting on you. Okay. So this right here, Esther, God was calling Esther to a whole different identity. Okay. He used Mordecai to challenge her, to pull her out of her comfort zone. Once she shifted and made a decision, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna approach the king. And if I perish, I perish. She stepped into a whole nother level of her identity. This is what God is waiting on for you. Okay. He's waiting on that identity to shift. All right. Yes. Okay. So let's start right here. She said, I cried other day asking God why I have to go through this and others not. Okay. That's understandable for you to say that, right? That is a normal response when we are up under whatever we are up under, right? But God is trying to show you something. He is trying to reveal something to you. I don't know about you all, but for me, I don't know why I'm like this, but I produce and go harder under pressure. I don't know why. I be like, God, strip me of that. You know, like I don't know. I don't know why I'm like this. But you get the best results from me when you put me under pressure. So it's something that God is trying to reveal to you, okay? And He's trying to reveal your own power, what's in you. He's trying to reveal your strength, okay? Think about here's another way how you can overcome this. Think about the last time you may have been in that particular situation or a situation and God showed up for you and He got you out of it, you know? But he's trying to reveal some things to you, okay? Yeah, Gigi said you had us do a dry fast, which took us to a new level. Yes, okay. I remember the first time I did a dry fast, I was like, "Oh my heaven!" It was all type of stuff going on. I was like, "Oh my God, this is next level right here." hmm All right, so then the Lord directed me over to the book of James. Now check this out. Let me open my Bible back up. So as I'm putting together this teaching, He directs me over to the book of James. So let me go to James. Go to James chapter 1. Blew my mind because I always read James, never looked at it this way. Okay, James chapter 1 is talking about trials and temptation. I got the NIV. So listen to this. James chapter 1, verse 2. It say, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds. So let's stop right there. If you currently going through a trial or a test, God said, consider it pure joy. Put that in the chat. Consider it pure joy. That is the mentality God wants us to have when tests and trials come our way. That is not a natural response because usually when it hit our life, we like, what the what where this come from? Just like how she said, why I gotta go through this and not other people, right? That's a normal response. But God is saying, consider it pure joy. Consider it pure joy. He said, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds. Why? Because you know that the testing of your faith, right now you're going through a testing of your faith, Lizzie. You're going through a testing of your faith, Chanel. You're going through a testing of your faith, Gigi. You're going through a testing of your faith, Wayne, Doc and Queen Ministry. He said, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. So when our faith is tested, it's producing perseverance. When you hear your person just propose to the counterfeit, it's testing your faith. That ain't the time to panic. That's the time for you to apply your faith, okay? That's the time for you to show God what you learn about prayer. That's the time for you to, do what the Bible say. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. You should already know what you need to be decreeing and declaring out of your mouth, okay? It said, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance, let perseverance. Now, listen to this. I used to always say to God, why you keep telling me to be patient? Like, I've been patient for 5 years. I'm like, I don't even know how much more patient I can be. But look, he said, it say, let perseverance finish its work. That's why God keeps saying be patient. Because when God look at you, whatever's going on, and he's telling you to be patient, and you like, I've been patient, right? You probably responded how I responded. I've been patient for 10 years. But when he look at your life, he see it's unfinished. Something that God, whatever God is after, is not finished yet. It's incomplete. So verse 4, let perseverance finish its work. So let me go back. Let's go back to verse 3. It said, because you know that the testing of your faith. So first it's coming. Your faith is going to be tested. Why? Okay. Well, not why, but your faith is going to come up under a test. When that happens, it's producing perseverance in you. Now, perseverance, you got to persevere through this, whatever it is. It has to come to a completion, finish. This is what God is after. He's after a completion. He's trying to finish some things in you. Okay. It's a let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete. This is what he's after, not lacking anything. God is looking. I told y'all this before. This God ordained mirror stand, God is growing you. He's maturing you. He's trying to shift you from being on milk to solid food, milk to meat. Okay. This also applies to the prodigal as well. Okay. Their faith is going to come under test. And while they are, walking by faith, not by sight, whether they know it a lot or not, the faith is producing perseverance in them. And God is allowing perseverance to finish its work so that this person now can shift from immature to mature, from underdeveloped to develop. If you're wondering, how is God going to change the person? Here you go. He allowed for tests to come into our lives that so that it can produce in us what we couldn't do on our own. Maybe we were resisting it. Maybe we were resisting changing. We, some of us, we know we need to change our attitude. We know, okay, I need to respond differently, but yet the change never appears. So God said, okay, I'm gonna allow this test to come through. I'm gonna allow you to go through this situation so that change can come about. It said, let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. When God released you into your God-ordained marriage, he don't want any lack in you. The Bible say, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not lack. Or do it say one? I shall not. I think it say one. I don't know. I got to look it up. Okay. He don't want you lacking anything. Now let me look at my notes. Now, let's go back to trial. Okay. Because in verse 2, it say, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds. Trial means proven. The trial is coming to prove you. Okay. Now, this proving can be to prove you either guilty or innocent. It all depends on whatever you're going through. So this can be to prove that you are guilty or innocent, and that's going to be based upon how you respond. So when your enemy come for you and you start cursing your enemies, you start praying witchcraft prayers, okay, God is like, you're responding wrong. I'm about to declare you guilty. Okay. All right. Trial is coming to prove you. Either it's proving whether you are guilty or innocent from God or Satan. It's a I think this is another definition. Another definition for trial means adversity, affliction, trouble. And it says sent by God. This stuff is being this is sent by God. Sent by God and serving to test or prove one's character, faith, and holiness. Some of this stuff is not the devil. It's God testing. It's God giving the approval. Go ahead. Like, go ahead and test them. Go ahead and test them. Let's continue with the definition for trial. It means a formal examination of evidence before a judge, and typically before a jury, in order to decide guilt in a case of criminal or civil proceedings. Okay, so again, this trial, okay, it could come upon your life because it's trying to, it's looking to see how you're going to respond. Okay, whether it's going to declare you guilty or innocent. So you have to know, you got to be able to discern quickly to understand what's coming your way. And usually when you're walking with God and you're in relationship with God, he will tell you before it happened. He'll tell you this is about to come your way, respond this way. He will always tell you. So in the moment when that situation come upon you, you got to tell your flesh, I'm not clapping back. I'm not responding that way. Because I know what this is. I know what I'm dealing with. Okay. You can't allow pride or your ego, to cause you to come out of pocket. You have to operate in wisdom. Trial also means a test of the performance qualities. See, we hear that again, testing of the performance, a test of the performance qualities or suitability of someone or something. You hear that? God is allowing this trial to come upon your life. Yes, it's testing your performance, but it's also testing to see, are you suitable for the promise? Are you suitable for the promise? I want you to ask yourself that. Am I suitable for the promise? Only you know that answer. Trial also means to test a person endurance and forbearance. Now, with endurance, God is dealing with your tolerance. Okay, the tolerance is being built and developed. Some of you don't even have tolerance for this process. You like, I don't. You, you like, I don't got time for this. Y'all have fun? Oh, okay. Wait, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Okay, all right. Chanel said the answer is no, I was not. Okay, well now you know where the work needs to be done at. Okay, all right. So let's go back because y'all got to get this. This is where it get good. It get good right here. We're talking about trial, and one of the meaning for trial means to test a person endurance or forbearance. Right? Endurance is speaking to your tolerance level. This situation, this trial, this test, whatever it is, has come upon you, it's building in you tolerance. He's already going ahead of me. He was like, my daughter, my son, they're going to need tolerance, right? For whatever. God already knows. So he's like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and build it in you without you even realizing what God is doing. Okay. Endurance means the fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. How many of you are in a season where He got you enduring an unpleasant situation? You like, God, when you gonna release me out of this? When you gonna get me out of this? When you gonna shift me into my next season? It's a the fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. Listen, the scripture tell us in the love chapter, First Corinthians, I think it's what 13. It say, "Love never ends. Love never fails." God, with a God ordained marriage, he said, what God has joined together, let no man separate. Not even you, not even your lack of tolerance for this person, not even, because some of us, okay, if you're honest, You like, you can be at a level where you like, you hurt me, I'm gone. I ain't about to be putting up with all that. I'm gone. So God is like, okay, I see that. He's like, I see that. So let me go ahead and take you through a few situations because God, be quiet. Because God, when He put you in your God ordained mirror, He don't want you to just be, you know, screaming divorce at the first sign of a disagreement. He don't want, he don't want any of that. Okay. He want principles. It say love never fails. So God is like, I gotta build this endurance on the inside of you. I gotta that this is why this making so much sense as I'm talking this out. This is why for some of you, because you keep trying to reject these feelings that God has given you for your person. You're like, I keep praying and asking God to take away these feelings, but they increasing. Yes, they're going to increase because God wants those feelings there for this person. And He try to tell you that even though you upset with this individual, even though y'all not seeing eye to eye, even though you feeling X, Y, and Z, God is like, still love them, still be patient, still be kind. He's teaching us how to respond before we get into marriage. Thank you, Chanel. She said it really is making so much sense. This stuff blew my mind yesterday. Okay, going back to endurance. The fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. So God is like, I need you to, just like how He's requiring for you to bear with that unpleasant situation you're currently in, you're going to have to bear with your husband or your wife when you get in this marriage. That's what the scriptures tell us, bearing with one another in love. See, He's having us walk this out right now before we get into marriage. Right now is practice. Marriage, game time. Come on now. So He's like, endure that unpleasant situation. Because when you get married, it ain't going to be all good. Come on now. Don't you lie to yourself like that. You dealing with a whole human being. Okay. So there's going to be some times, some situation that come where you're going to have to bear with this individual. You can't just throw away the marriage, because of a disagreement. It's a love never fails. You got to be patient. And when I was looking up endurance, some of the synonyms are, it's a determination. God is building that in you. Determination. It got stickability. That's what God put in you. Are you able to stick through hard times with an individual? And if not, because only God know, if he see you don't have that in you, He gonna take you. He gonna allow challenges to come your way. That's gonna build that in you, so that you're not quick to run. I remember when I was married. I had got married when I was 21. I think I was either 20 or 21. And every time he'd get on my nerves, every time he'd get on my nerves, or every time he would do something I didn't agree with, I say, I'm leaving. That was my response. I'm leaving. I was very, very immature in that marriage. And I remember he said something to me. He said, that's not fair. Every time you disagree or you get mad, you want to threaten with, I'm leaving. He was like, that's not fair. And it wasn't. Okay. So that's why, I understand why God take me through certain processes, because God is like, I don't want you to respond like how you did in that last marriage, Tequila. So I gotta allow you to go through some things to put this in you so that you can respond differently in the future. All right. Forbearance. Forbearance means patient, self-control, with strength and tolerance. Okay. It's a testing your ability to respond well under pressure. So again, while you're going through this trial, this testing, it is testing your ability to respond well under pressure. It's a to respond with wisdom, or be quiet and practice self-control. If you are someone you know you don't have the fruit of self-control in you, or maybe you have a little, maybe you're like, I just got a little of it, a little bit of it. God is like, don't worry, I'm gonna help you. Okay. And this is how he help us with self-control. He take us through these testings, these trials. Okay. It's a unemotional self-restraint and self-discipline. It's a, I'm gonna just read from my notes right quick. It's a, this is teaching you how to deal with others, such as your spouse, with patient, unemotional, self-control, emotional intelligence. Okay. So for some of you, you know this about yourself. You know you're lacking in emotional intelligence. You know. Okay. You know. Okay. I'm gonna bust your windows out your car. You know that ain't how you supposed to be showing up. Okay. So God is allowing you to go through this season so that he can build in you self-control, grow you in emotional intelligence. Okay. She said, I got that mouth. Ah. So instead of telling them how you really feel, because you done went through this process, you're now using restraint, or you're responding out of wisdom. Okay. It's so funny because I believe the Lord is using my daughter to help me when we talk about like speaking with wisdom and stuff. Um because when you're in mommy mode, you, when I'm in mommy mode, I have my mommy voice, and sometimes that voice is not always, it's not always sweet. And so my daughter, she got a habit. She'd be like, she'd ask me a question. She'd be like, wait. She'd be like, say it in a nice voice, mommy. She'll say, say it in a nice voice, mommy, right? And so and I have to laugh because I say, okay, she's resetting me, right? That's how I see it. I'm like, she's resetting me. She's helping me to stay in tune with my tone of voice. It's funny to me. But let's talk about restraint. So restraint means the power to control. You can turn the TV on. Restraint means the power to control one's action, impulses, or emotions. Okay. Restraint also means something that limits one's freedom of action or choice. Um, It's a something that limits one's freedom of action or choice, right? So just like a holding pattern, just like where you could be feeling like you're stagnant. Yes, she is keeping me aware of my delivery. Yes, she is, and it's so funny. It's so funny when she does it. She be like, "Nice voice, mommy, nice voice." But restraint. This is another thing God is building in you while this testing and trial, you are going through. It's helping you to practice self-control, you know, control these impulses, your emotion, right? It's slowing you down. Okay. And let's see. And again, going back to James chapter 1, verse 2, it say, consider it pure joy. So whatever you're going through, God is saying, consider it pure joy when you go through trials and temptation, because God is putting in you what's needed for your spouse and a healthy marriage. God is actually, he's helping you to get ready. Okay. He's helping you to get ready. So, and this is one of the ways how he helped us get ready, by sending tests, by allowing you to endure a unpleasant situation, right? You like, God, I have outgrown this. God is like, stay there until I tell you it's time to move. Okay. So if you're wondering, when would this be over? Here's your answer. The Bible say, let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. It will be over when God see maturity and completion hit you. Okay? Mature means fully developed, full grown. So you got to apply this to your own life. So if you see that there's some emotional immaturity going on, okay, God is looking for emotional intelligence. He's looking to see, okay, are you mature in this particular area of your life? It could be with the emotion, it could be with, the mouth. Um he's looking for maturity instead of, well, I'm gonna just use lashing out. Instead of lashing out or giving them a piece of your mind, okay, how can I mature in this particular area where I can respond with wisdom or not respond at all? Mature means having reached the most advanced stage in a process. This is what God is looking at. It means having reached an advanced stage of mental or emotional development, characteristics of an adult. Okay. And again, this is also what your person is going through as well. Complete. Let's talk about complete. Complete means finish making or doing. Remember, God made Eve. Okay. When she was done being made, that's when God presented her to eat, to Adam. Okay. And as I was looking at the synonyms for complete, it had words such as fulfilled, crown, polish off. I was like, wow, this is how God be talking to me. He talked to me through these synonyms. Because you know how I say, when you have stood the test. Let me pull it up. I don't want to mess the scripture up. It say, "Blessed is the man who perseveres under trial, because when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love him." So basically, what this is saying, when you have went through your process, when God has completed whatever it is that he's trying to complete in you, that's when you're going to receive your crown. That's when you are going to receive your promotion, your elevation. Complete also means having all the necessary or appropriate parts. I keep telling y'all, you're not getting the prodigal. God is not releasing the prodigals back the same way, okay, into this marriage. No. He's allowing them to go through these tests, these trials, because while they're going through it, it's building in them, it's helping them to grow, mature, it's completing some things in them, okay? And according to this definition, complete is a having all the necessary or appropriate parts. So God is building your person for you and you for your person. Okay. You may not understand what God is doing. You may not even know that God has built this or put this in me. But when it's all said and done, when y'all come together in marriage and you know you went through your process, you're going to be like, man, you're going to see how the process really prepared you for the promise. Okay, hey Matt. Complete also means make something whole or perfect. God sees you healing. He sees you doing the work. He sees you, you going through the forgiveness process. Sometimes we can't see, sometimes we can't, um like when you're healing, because I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. Sometimes we don't know, how do I get to wholeness, right? How do I perfect this particular area of my life? And if you can't figure it out, then God is like, don't worry. I'm going to allow you to go through this test. I'm going to allow this difficult situation or some situation to come across your path that's going to, perfect you in that particular area or bring wholeness in that particular area. Okay. He's like, don't worry about it. I'm the helper, Holy Spirit. I'm going to help you. And again, I put the synonyms up under this mean crown, perfect, and complement. Okay, so God is completing some things in you. He is maturing things in you. He is getting you ready for the promise. Okay, so that is it. That is it. I thought that was just so good yesterday when he gave me all of this because I thought I was going to come on here and just talk about God's tests. God was like, no, ma'am, I want to show you something. I want to show you, why I'm testing and what is the testing doing in you, you know? Let's see what to say. Yeah. He also told me he needs my help to help him better understand the word. So we share a lot of scripture before we weren't doing that at all. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. And then just help him, like teach him how you understand the word, and then y'all could probably have like little conversations about it. And I'm gonna take it a step further. If y'all know I be recommending the book Love and Respect, right? Love and Respect, it's a workbook that goes with that as well. So I would even recommend for you to purchase that over on Amazon, the workbook, and you and your spouse, y'all can, go through that book together. Yeah, just work through the book together. Because I believe that man who wrote that book, I think he's a pastor. Let me read it. My God-ordained spouse asked me last night, how do I need him to show up for me? Do I feel emotionally safe? And what does love look like? I was like, why are you asking me this? God is working. But wait a minute. It sounds like your God-ordained spouse been listening to some people. It sounds like he's getting some new knowledge, some new information. So let me ask you a question. When he was asking you these questions, were you able to answer them? Were you able to, understand yourself well enough to properly articulate your needs, and wants back to him? This is the work we doing, y'all. Y'all got to be ready. When they ask these questions, you got to be ready to be able to give a response. So he said, how do I need him to show up for me? Everybody, how do you need your spouse to show up for you? For them? No. How do I need him? Yeah. How do I need him to show up for me? So, how do you need your spouse to show up for you? Then he asked her, do I feel emotionally safe? So, this for everybody. Do you feel emotionally safe with your spouse? Yes or no? If the answer is no, why not? And what does love look like? Everyone, what does love look like to you? What is love? Let's talk about it. And then she said, why are you asking me this? That's funny. Yeah. So in so many words, sign up for the Healing from Betrayal coaching program. Ah, and this is where I'm gonna be teaching this stuff at. That's a great example of what love is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I told the complete truth to him and he received it. He said he wants us to be better and communicate better. I can see he's starting to lead by taking accountability. That's good. That's good. Um, so I like okay, so just like how you said, I can see he's starting to lead by taking accountability. Now, if you didn't already say this to him, I want you to go back and I want you to say to him, It's all about respect with a man. I want you to go back and I want you to acknowledge that to him. Okay? Recognize to him what you just stated. You see that he's starting to lead, and taking accountability. So acknowledge that to him. You will be speaking his language when you do that. Matt said tequila is a real teacher for the healing of the heart that gets sick from hope deferred. Sign up for her class, y'all. Thank you, Matt. It said, no, I don't feel safe because he is abusive, which is not what love is. Right, right, of course. So that's good. That's good. You were able to identify, no, I don't feel safe, and you know why. And I like the fact that you know that this not love. This abuse is not love. Okay. hmm Let's see. Prayer is powerful because God put love in our heart, not resentment or anger, bitterness. Lord put you through our trials and tribulations to correct your heart posture. Yes. Yep. Yeah. So this was good. It just blew my mind the way how the Lord revealed this to me. Can I join your class if I'm divorced? You can. So the Healing from Betrayal 6-month coaching program, it is for the unmarried, man or woman. It is for standards who are currently married. If you like standing for marriage restoration, it is for the one who is divorced, and you need healing. It's for whoever need healing from betrayal, rejection. And let me say this, because I talk a lot about the betrayal, rejection coming from the spouse. If you're dealing with betrayal, rejection coming from parents or ex, that's not your spouse, you can still sign up to the program. Okay, the goal is to heal. That's the goal. We got a lot of broken people in this world. Okay, and that was what the Lord was speaking to me about. He was like, a lot of he said this is an area that was neglected. That's what he said. This is an area of my people that is being neglected, and he want to bring healing to it. Okay, so if you are divorced or going through a divorce and you need healing, yes, you can sign up. I keep hearing the Lord say he's on the way. I think he's moving him to the state I'm in. Yes, but while he's on the way, you still continue to get ready. You still continue to prepare. You gotta, nah, I'm not trying to pick on you, but you gotta correct how you see him, okay? Because I remember the words you use. You gotta correct how you see him before so that God can release him to you, okay? So change your words, how you speak about him too. She said, I have no patience. So you sure already know some tests and trials gonna come my way. That's gonna build the patience in you. She said, I got a mouth too. He's humbling me. Yes. Ah, just signed up for Healing from Betrayal. Thank God I really need it. Oh, well, welcome. Welcome to the Healing from Betrayal coaching program. Yeah, I think I'm getting better, with my mouth. I really do. I'm starting to slow down, use wisdom before speaking. Yeah, change it up. Well, okay, we're not gonna drag this out. I just wanted to share this with you all. It just blew my mind yesterday when the Lord revealed this to me. So you all enjoy the rest of your day. He said my dad always told me it's your mouth that gets you in trouble. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the Lord, He is delivering us. He's gonna help us. I need to go sign up. Don't want to forget. Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, y'all got until the 7th, the end of the 7th, to use the coupon code healing 50 to get 50% off. Um, yep, This is the work I like to do. I like to teach and I like to see people healing, going to that next level. Let's see. God revealed in me that I had an unhealthy confidence that was connected to sex. And God told me, your confidence is in me, not in how a man sees you. Godly women walk different. That's right. He was speaking to your worth. Yeah. Most women, who probably was raised without a father, or the father could have been there, but just didn't communicate her worth to her. Um, they tie their worth or confidence to sex. Yeah. Yep. And so we got to go back to the Lord. It's a reset. We got to go back to the Lord to identify our worth. And I'll even take it a step further. Some of our men do the same thing as well. You know, they tie their worth to how well they can please a woman or how much money they making, and that's not where worth come from. Yeah. You said, I know I am very strong minded. You and me both, Tyra. You and me both. I'm excited too, Gigi. I can't wait. I can't wait. You waiting on me? Oh, okay. Miss Miracle waiting on me. Okay. All right. Last one. Say I would encourage everyone to sign up. Mr. Keeler just have a gifting for this. Well, thank you. Thank you. So with that, you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.